This is where we talk about topics, this, that, and the other. And today, before I gotta go right back out and take care of some business, we are going to be talking about, again, and they don't like it when I bring it up, but you know, you're the one who did these video demonstrations on our products, made these false statements that you now can't seem to be able to back up. So don't get mad at me at the end of the day because we bring this topic up over and over again because you had no problem bringing up this topic over and over again when you're out there slandering our products. And now that we out here showing you that their products don't work, don't function, don't even do what they're supposed to do, now they're angry and upset. And they want to say, hey, he's ranting. Look, so this is how it always turns out. It's always us that are ranting when we're proving and backing up that how fraudulent these products are and how these products try to be copycats, they try to be us. But when it comes to them, it's not ranting. It is ranting. For you, it's ranting. Because you can't make our stuff. We proved that. I've been to so many forum sites on this topic, it's not even funny. So, you see that image right there? That's a snowfield outside at 150 inches outside. It's 1,000 lumen projector we're using to do that demonstration. I got the video to match it. You can't pull that off. If you can't read in here, in this environment we have in here, you couldn't read in here. And mind you, we're using 120 lux. You can't read. We can read on 120 lux on a screen paint easily. And this is commercial. This isn't basically, my warehouse isn't registered as a home. It's registered as commercial property. Writing in here is a little bit different. But even when we basically gave them the benefit of the doubt and dimmed the environment, it still didn't pick up at 120, but we did. That says a lot. You can't read at 120, and you definitely can't read at 1,000 because that's the first one we hit them with. You definitely ain't doing that outside. You can't read that. You got to read that from corner to corner. So this is what I mean by stay in your lane. But unfortunately for you, you're getting sued because you can't retract this. You can't go, well, we'll just back off. No. We're definitely going to sue you over this because you made some very bad statements about our products, false statements. You put out a slew of videos, and even AI picked up on it with so many of them. And we're going to sue you for millions in court. I was talking to a lawyer today and showing him some of the stuff. He said, oh, yeah, definitely, open and shut lawsuit. You're just going to have to prove that, you know, what you made is exactly like ours. You're going to lose your shirt in the courtroom. And there is basically, because there were so many involved, they're thinking about bringing in criminal charges now. This is a whole new set of criminal charges. It's fraud against our business. Because you maliciously, your intention was to try to take our company down. Was trying to put out false information about our business. That's a criminal act. So we're going to hit federal with this. I told you, right after I sign these contracts, this is where I'm coming after them. I got some business I got to take care of, but right now we're following everything, so we have everything ready to go. And then once we sign and we're good to go with these contracts, and we got a little bit of money coming in, I got these big boy attorneys, these federal attorneys I'm hiring. And they're going to go in. Meanwhile, while all that's going on, the AI system is just calibrating. It's just getting information. It's gathering all types of stuff that we're going to need in court. We already got enough stuff already, but when I go to court, I like to make sure that there's no possible way out for the other individual. We like to seal that door completely. Now, as you can see, you know, in the demonstrations we showed up, we put those demonstrations everywhere. They're on my forum site. They're on freaking several other forum sites. They're on the forum sites that allow us to be able to do our demonstrations on. These are big forum sites. We're on there, and the guy was like, yeah, I saw this stuff, and I saw these guys talking about it. They even, witnesses know you were saying it at the end of the day. When you got major lawsuits coming your way. And like I said, for the trolls to sit up there and say, oh, nothing's going to happen, that's Buddy Boy made that statement. That's Tyler who made that statement. The one person who sat there and said, oh, relax, people, nothing's going to happen, his wife reached out to us, as I said before, to try to calm those flames because she knows how bad this is going to possibly get. So that's interesting coming from a person who said that nothing's going to happen, don't worry about it. His wife knew something was going to happen. It was going to be pretty bad. He's already being sued already for some other dumb nonsense. But anyway, now you failed. You failed as always. You don't look at your history. Y'all have a history of failing when it comes to us. I literally sat there and said, this guy gave us back all our money. I posted receipts right there showing that Fernando gave us back every dime in our account from a screen paint that he claimed at the end of the day was more superior than ours. Why would you be giving us back our money on something that's supposed to be better than mine? You can't back this stuff up. Even to show you even more evidence, we sent him back his own paint. The only paint that was sent to us was something different. No. That's the same paint. I made it on camera. Everybody watched me do it. I said, your paint at the end of the day, we sent you back your own stuff, your free stuff. Now, if you can't basically challenge and beat your free stuff, then what's the point of buying the stuff that you were selling to begin with? You know, if statute of limitations is still fresh, there are a bunch of people that can get together and get a joint lawsuit against him. He can't show up for court for this because he can't have the paperwork. You could have easily got 12 grand out of his behind, or 13 or 14, whatever you want to sue him for, because he can't show up for it anyway. You got ID to walk through freaking courthouses. You'd have never made it through there. Yeah, easy lawsuit right there. That's why it's no. When we got to take care of that. That's a different story. We're taking care of it right now. We are in contact with the landlord. So it looks like I might not have to have a process server go through. So we'll see where we go from there. But anyway, so yeah, y'all could have got him a long time ago. Now, I don't know about now, but anybody else who bought that 3D stuff from him, you could sue him in court. You could say that he sold you a product. Oh man, I forgot about that. I got 4 people. Yeah. So Jamie, what you don't know is somebody made a purchase from you. It's somebody we know. They made a purchase from you. They bought a few things from you. They're going to use that to testify against you in court. So he's got something coming up. So there were some people I knew that basically involve in intellectual properties. When people 3D print people's stuff and they take it, they purchase some stuff from him. So this is evidence they have that came from him, that came from the buyer, the seller, that he was actually selling trademark items. I told you, you got to be careful then they stop doing this dumb nonsense. If there's somebody who bought from him, and they're going to file in federal court against him. There you go. I don't know. I sat there and made that statement about how people go to these flea markets and they sell Nike and they sell all these name brand stuff. And there's 100% chance that somebody from the company's down there walking around on them tables. You got somebody who works for Nike, he's going to sit over to your table and he's going to buy 6 or 7 shirts and you think you're making a good sale. And this guy's ready to, they're going to sue you and throw you in jail. And when you go to court, you're going to see the stuff that you bought and the person who bought it from you sitting right there waving hi to because he worked for the company. And after that, you're going to jail because they got your evidence right there. They bought it right from you. You can't get around that. So unfortunately for Fernando, I know somebody who bought some items from you. And they work for the Trademark Commission. How you feeling right now? So they've been documenting and watching all your videos on how you were going and selling stuff at Comic-Con and different flea markets, the storage unit with all the stuff in it. Even if you remove it out of there, say y'all left, they're still going to prosecute you for that. Your sister will be prosecuted also. They have the items. They bought several items from them. Told you things will catch up to you. Oh, where he thought at the end of the day he was going to get away with that nonsense. You're not going to get away with that. Heck no. You were dumb enough to sell to him. Anybody that you sold to could have been somebody who works for a Federal Trade Commission. They could have been sitting right there at your booth and buy from him. You would never even know it was them. And they do this all the time. Every convention, every trade show. What was one I watched at the end of the day? There's a woman who was selling these bootleg versions of like really rare Pokemon cards. And one of the guys realized when he got out in the parking lot that the cards were fake. Good thing she was still there. And they arrested her on the spot. Yeah. They're always in there watching. Always in there watching. Those people are always in there watching. Never think because you're selling something you're going to get away with it. There's somebody always there watching. If somebody may see you selling something, they could report you. And then later on, you got somebody say where they're located at. They'll come down there and they'll walk around. You think it's a regular customer. You're selling to a person that's going to have you arrested and thrown in jail. So Fernando, so you know, several of your items were bought by an agent that works for Federal Trade Commission. They're getting ready to file, and they're going to contact the companies, and they do a better job than us. And they can actually reach these people, and they're going to let them know that their items and share the video evidence is being sold. And mind you, how many items you have sitting on the table considers that each company, if they file a federal complaint against you, and then yeah, gee whiz Louise, man. See, this is what I mean by doing Satan's work at the end of the day. It all adds up to nothing but absolute nightmares. It's nightmare fuel. I was saying that Satan has nightmare fuel, and these guys use it daily. So we have a fresh new set of lawsuits coming through because of the paint nonsense that went through, and we have a track history of you guys repeating this stuff over and over again to show that if your lawyer tries to say, well, you're good, outstanding citizens, and this, that, and the other, and that won't work. It'll show that you have a track record of attacking our company. So interesting. I posted a video yesterday. The video was posted and the comments were blocked out. The reason why, because the last time we did one of those videos about the 117 that we're having on our site for our 24 ounces, these guys came in by the bundles and talked all this trash about this paint that they made. We got it all on recording. We documented everything. And you stated that, you know, you got a product you made for free, you can make for free, and a customer made for who would pay $117 for the product, that you could do the same thing. Oh God, you guys screwed yourself so badly. I'm gonna tell you something. I sat around with the attorneys and they laughed about this. You guys got to be the dumbest people I've ever met in my life. You know you're gonna be homeless. You do know that, right? If you don't go to jail for this mess, you're gonna be homeless. You're gonna lose everything. And like I said, at the end of the day, if they want to sit back and say it's not going to happen, you'll watch one of the trolls' wives contact us. They're scared. They're going to lose everything. Nobody wants to end up on the street eating scraps. You're going to end up that way. You're not going to have any money at all. The liens alone are going to kill you. Mind you, Pennsylvania's 6% up here in interest. If you can't pay these payments, you're going to owe my company $200,000 to $250,000 per year. You don't even make that kind of money. I'm going to take everything from you. I'm not curious, was it worth it? And with Jamie's situation, there are a number of things that could go with this. These are companies that he's dealing with. Companies can make it so that he stays here. And he'll die in a prison up here because he's never going to leave. He's never going to get out. That much copyright, if he's never going to leave. Especially the stuff we have on him on top of that too. This guy's looking at over on that table, each one of those items is a count. So imagine if he has 15 accounts sitting on the table and each one of them carry a 20-year prison sentence. You do the math. And on top of that, they're going to jack him up because they're going to use him as an example. But here you are selling stuff, right? Left and right? And then realize that somebody came and bought your stuff that actually works for a trademark commission. Intellectual properties. Bought his stuff. And they're going to submit that information to a DA. So they can begin the process of an arrest. We're still following through with our stuff. Whatever they do is what they do, but I'm still going to follow through with mine. Because the reason why we reach out to them, because you were touching our stuff. Our copyrights. To the point we had a process service laying on your doorstep. Well, here's the thing. If you're doing an act with Satan, if you're doing business with Satan, it never lasts forever. It always ends in complete chaos and destruction. Every time. Every time. And if you're a person that say, hey, you never got caught, never got arrested, you're going to die, you're going to go to hell. There's no way out of it. There's no way out of it. Either they never catch you, and you feel you got away with it, you die and you wake up in purgatory, and you'll be there forever. I couldn't imagine the torment you're going to go through. It's got to be unbelievable. The devil himself is afraid to go there. Or you get caught here on the land, or law, and you can spend the rest of your life in the system. Especially if they decide to put your case on hold. You could be in the system for a good maybe 3, 4, 5 years before they get around to you. Your court date can be set back over and over again. Sometimes they do that on purpose to make sure you stay in there for a little bit longer. But yeah, that's his nightmare coming up pretty soon. You're all high and mighty about selling your products? Yeah, that's somebody going to buy your stuff that I knew that worked for the division. Now they got actual evidence from you that you were selling somebody else's property without permission. Good luck on trying to clean the machines up and try to take everything down. It's not going to help you at all. There's enough evidence to lock you up for a long time. You're not going anywhere. Meanwhile, your landlord at the end of the day is going to kick you out. We were able to reach her. So we had to sit down and have a nice little conference call. It'll be me, her, and my attorney. We'll have a nice conference call and talk to her about Mr. Fernando in apartment E. She does have an option. If she removes her off the property, she can give an eviction, easy. But she got to watch her back because Fernando's dirty. Very, very dirty. Fernando's the type of person, knowing that there's kids and women living there, he'll go in there and he'll contact immigrants. Yeah, he'll do that. Trust me, we know this guy. He will contact ICE. He will. To sick them on the building. He'll do that on purpose. He's a nasty individual. He's that type of person. Same person who sat there and said other people racist, he don't even like his own race. He attacked his own people. He'll do that dirty stuff at the end of the day. She should never let him in that building. It's a bad idea. But sometimes you can't tell a book by its cover until you get inside and start to read exactly what the book's all about. Fernando, if we find out, and I will find out, if I find out, and I will track and I will find out, that when you get removed out of that building, if you reach out to Immigration and Customs, we will know. I'm going to put you on blast at the end of the day if you do this. But that shows you how dirty and how evil this individual is. Mind, this is an individual who has no boundaries whatsoever. He's the same individual who sat, you know how much of a liar, you don't call people a liar, right? I literally have on video of you faking a move. This guy literally removed pictures off his wall. He only has like a 1-bedroom place, and there ain't 2 places can go in that place. 1-bedroom apartment. Slid the bed against the wall, and then put a tripod up with a camera with him holding another phone and saying that moving is such a pain in 2024 or something like 20. I think it's 2024 at that time he did it. And he can't show you the living room because it looks like Stonehenge. Dude, you copy everything that I do. You do. You literally copy everything. You said Stonehenge. That's literally a line that I used when I moved to one of the houses, and I showed people what it looked like. There were boxes everywhere. Because I made that line. You copy things that I say out of my mouth because you don't have any original ideas. That's why you steal from everybody else. Think about it. 3D printer, right? You could have printed out anything, designed your own artwork. What do? You steal other people's stuff. You don't have your own ideas. You're not original. You're a thief. But I used that line in one of the houses I moved in. I said, yeah, downstairs looks like Stonehenge. What did I do? Did I take you downstairs and walk you to the house? I did, didn't I? Every property I bought, I walked you to the house. The only ones we didn't walk you through is because they were stalking our property. That's why. We didn't have any problem with stalkers at that particular time. But some way where these guys got weirder and they started stalking our properties. So we don't show you the inside of them anymore. We don't show you location where they're at. There's no point for the trolls. I say, well, you don't. It ain't about what I have at the end of the day. It's about what you don't have. You don't have anything right now because we're going to sue you. You got lawsuits coming your way. But what point would it be for me to go to court and tell the judge, yeah, they were stalking us? Or what'd you do, Mr. Bird, to handle the situation? Well, we moved location and we got location unknown so no one can figure out where we're at. That's what they want to hear. They don't want to hear, oh, yeah, they're stalking us, but we let everybody know where the location is at. You guys don't understand how the system works at the end of the day. When a person's being stalked, they don't let the stalker know where they're at. They go to an unknown location where the stalker can't find them. Oh, my goodness, I swear. How am I repeating this nonsense to people that are grown adults? This is unbelievable. Their IQs are that low. But anyway, man, we were watching you guys for the longest time. Now that machine, that AI, when I'm out taking care of business, that machine keeps track of you. It keeps track of everything that you do. And that's what it's designed to do. It's just tracking you now. Because we got probable cause. Now, keep in mind, we can't put that machine on anybody because that'd be wrong. Because we don't have no probable cause. There'd be no point. Then it'd be us stalking you. But because you attack their businesses and you make all kinds of accusations about us, we have probable cause now to basically use that machinery to be able to track everything you do. Just because it's on your YouTube channel doesn't mean it's going to show you. How in the world is an AI software going to show that I'm on your, what would it call itself? If it pops up, would it make its own YouTube account? Is that how it works? No, it doesn't work that way. It's a ghost. It can even sit on your cell phone. You wouldn't even know it. You know how crazy that is in the day? I actually watched this happen. The guy came over to show me how AI can access your phone. It's on your phone right now, you speak, but it's the different version you have is different. But another version can infiltrate your phone. It can actually sit on your phone. It can watch every number you dial out. This stuff is far worse than freaking spyware. It makes spyware look like absolutely nothing because it's actually a living, breathing entity on your phone. And it can sit there and watch everything. It can go through all your software, your firmware, all your folders, everything. It can go through all that. They have access to it anyway. What are you afraid of? They have been had access to it a long time ago. You know your phone's a computer, right? They have access to everything on your phone. Oh, I locked this and locked this. No, what you lock on your phone is for other people, not for the system itself you don't lock. That has access to everything on your phone. That's why when your data gets sold off, big companies sell off your information to other companies because, they try to figure out exactly what you like. That's how they tone into what you like at the end of the day. They sell off your data. That's all your information in there. Everything. All your little personal information. How you think it knows at the end of the day that which combination of numbers you press in? That information has to go to a memory system somewhere. That's why I keep telling people when I meet them at the day, stop sticking your freaking face in your phone. Stop putting your fingerprints in there. That's the dumbest thing you can ever do. People do it. I watch people sit and go, oh my goodness, look how amazing. I can put my thumbprint and no one else can get it. I really look at them like idiots. Yeah, your data is up for sale every day. Did I sign all these little did you ever read through your cell phone contract? I mean, not sign. I mean, actually read all the fine print, everything. Oh, you'd be surprised at stuff that sits in there. It is unbelievable. They count at the end of the day, majority of most people will never read through that. Because, you just want to get your phone, you want to play around with it. They put the little basic guidelines on it, da-da-da-da-da. But you ever read through that thing before? Like for people who have the console systems, you ever read through one of those contracts they give you? Microsoft gives you all the stuff that runs up on the screen. Some people don't even read that stuff. They have the permission to be able to access chat rooms and listen to certain keywords. They can even use what you say in a chat room against you if it goes against their community guidelines. The fact that we have trolls in this decade and era, the digital era, baffles me. So much of your information is out there. It's even easier when you post it on your social media account, like Tyler did, which I still can't believe this. All the years that I've been involved in all different types of technology, and I still can't believe this guy actually did that. He posted his license plate on his social media account. He always got somebody to show the picture of the car and the car they got for their son or daughter, and they blur the plates. And this guy literally posted this. These are irregular license plates. These are vanity plates. Which means he's the only one who has them. You know how easy that makes it to track a person? You can track anybody. Police can track you easy by a vanity plate. You're the only one that has it. That's why I watched this thing, I said before, but I almost got away with it. And this guy, these bank robbers, were going to rob this, they're in Switzerland, they're going to rob this really rich hotel. And they're sitting down in expensive suits and everything, you know what I mean, playing the part. And they're playing poker. They're watching everybody with expensive jewelry, what kind of money they have, what they're spending. So they know at the end of the day, whatever boxes they hit, let's get the right ones and not the wrong ones. You got some people that are faking it. Some people just, they maybe ain't got that money like that, but they want the rich, super rich. We want their stuff. They're just sitting there mingling and talking, getting an idea, a feel of it all. And one of these guys Here's an oil tycoon. He had a customized watch. It was gorgeous. And the guy, one of the thieves, fell in love with it. He wanted his watch. And the guy was telling him, no, it's customized. Can't go near that. It's probably one in the entire world. It's customization. You take that, we'll be tracked easily because it'll be easy to track that piece of jewelry. So they get in there, they finally break into this place, they get in there, and they start knocking out the boxes. And the guy, as they're starting to leave, he says, I forgot a tool, and goes back and remembers that guy's locker and took that watch. That's what got him all busted. He was wearing that watch at a poker game. Somebody recognized him because the guy, oil tycoon, the guy was, oh, he's a big time gambler. He liked to gamble. And the place where he's at, the guy was like, I got a buddy of mine who got a watch just like that. How would you have gotten that? His watch went missing. He had an incident where he got a huge robbery, and the guy's face is starting to turn pale, where they stole his watch, and that watch looks exactly like his. And the guy made some excuse. He had to get up and leave and so forth and whatever. And the guy was tagging him already. He was hotel security. He was tagging him when he was walking to the cameras. They were picking him up. They were tracking him. Tracked his license plate and everything when he walked out. You do know that, right? When you walk out of a security unit, the cameras outside, they tag each other. So you're being documented as you walk through the unit, and the minute you get outside, there's cameras up there that can track your plates. And he got one, and he confessed, and all the rest of them fell with him. I'm curious, why did you say in the States? Because usually a heist like that, something that big, well, they're in Switzerland, they were out of the state, they caught him. But anyway, I went to America. I went someplace at the end of the day. I wouldn't have stayed there at all. And no one knew at all, period. I mean, they knew they got hit at the end of the day, but what see people at the end of the day? The reason why Satan gives you these ideas to think that you can get away with something, but he'll give you the dumbest ideas ever because you'll get caught every time. Because his whole plan is to make you sin, make you mess up, make you commit a crime, and then get you caught. That's his plan at the end of the day. He's not making no plans for you to get out scot-free with all this money and live a happy life. No, his job is to get rid of you. And even if you were saying, like, I got away with it, no, you technically did not get away with it. Because if you did get away with it, that means you wouldn't be going to hell. He knows where you're going. You're an investment to him at the end of the day. Well, I got away with it. No one caught me at all, period. And then you wake up in purgatory. Look up in the Bible about the rich man and poor man. It explains what purgatory is. It's an awful place. It's a waiting room before you reach hell. You're not in hell yet. No. Not by far. Not by far. You're in hell. If you were in hell, you'd be in there with the devil. No. You're in purgatory. You're in a waiting place. It's not as bad as hell, but I still wouldn't want to be in it because it's horrible. And you'll be sitting in there, in that waiting room, till God decides to come back and the battle of Armageddon starts. You're going to be in there for a while. Imagine going through that much torment and pain just to know that you're in a waiting room. That your pain hasn't even started yet. And that's going to be forever. Yep, you don't get away with nothing. I think back at, before all this technology we had, all this technology, you had the Wild Wild West, or maybe the Roman Empire. Can you imagine the murders that people got away with? Unless you hit some high-profile figure, that's the only way they're going to search house to house for you, because they went out and literally search for you. Rather than that, you just killed an everyday Joe. You got away with it, but you didn't. Even the Wild Wild West, they shot people for if you look at somebody the wrong way, you can get shot. And think how many people were murdered and killed down through time. And their murders were never solved because we didn't have all this technology today. And one guy sitting in a shack probably somewhere, dying of old age, and thinking at the end of the day, I got away with it. No one will know that I did this. Nobody will know. But God knows. God knows what you did. So did Satan. But God knows what you did. And God knows that when you come over to the next life here, you're going to pay for it. You're going to pay for it in a way that no prison on the face of the planet will never equal to what you're about to go through. It'll never equal it. The torment you're going to receive is going to be unbelievable. And you can scream at the top of your lungs all you want, but nothing can hear you but other screams. It's going to be it. Wake up in that place at the end of the day, and that's where you're going to be at forever. That's a scary, scary thought. You don't get away with anything here. Nothing on this planet allows you to get away with sin. Nothing. You will be punished for it one way or another. You never get away with it. The only way that you can be released from sin is you have to pick up your cross and follow Jesus. But you still didn't have to come and confess what you have done. You don't get away with that. There's no way in the world. You murder 6 people and you get saved and become a Christian. The Holy Spirit won't let you. The Holy Spirit will not allow you to be able to sit there and have that type of sin on you. You have to go before the law of the land and confess your sins. And yes, it will put you in jail probably for the rest of your life. But at least at the end of the day, you have been fully released of those sins. The truth will set you free. There's no way around it at all. The reason why I preach this, naysayer, because one day you will die. You're gonna leave this planet. You're gonna leave it, definitely. Now you sit there and say that you don't know if you're gonna die of old age. Nobody can say that. You can't say that. No one can say that. Any day could be your last day. You have more to lose than anybody else because at the end of the day, you're a sinner. When you die, you go to hell. You got a lot to think about. While you're sitting there smiling about it, think nothing's going to happen to you, Satan says, yes, it is. For you already did his work at the end of the day, and you haven't picked up a cross. You can say, oh, I'm a Christian. What kind of Christian does what you just did? You're a sinner at the end of the day. And you're running out of time. You guys are old at the end of the day. You are. You're right around the time where people start having heart attacks and strokes and all types of stuff. People get taken around the area that you're in the section you're at right now. I'm good. If I go home. But you, at the other hand, you have a lot to lose. You play the game with the devil, and the devil does plan to collect what belongs to him. Now, you're going to have to confess what you've done. Because there's no way in the world you can go to church. I go to church every Sunday. That doesn't help you at all. Not at all, period. Killer can go to church every day. That doesn't help him at the end of the day. Murderer can go. Anyone can go to church every single day. It doesn't help you. Because at the end of the day, God knows your heart. He knows what kind of person you really are. You can't hide it from him. He knows everything about you. You can go to church and commit all types of sins and then go to church and act like you're holier than thou and then go back out and do the same thing all over again. He knows exactly what you are. And if you have not picked up your cross and followed Jesus, and if you were filled with the Holy Ghost, you would not have any reason to do what you have done. And on top of that, continue to carry it through. So you follow Satan. You got a lot to think about, like I said. As I said yesterday, today's a new day. God allowed you to open your eyes. What have you done today for God? How did you start your day today with God? How did you do it? Some of you was watching you. You're on your channel ranting and screaming and saying all this nasty stuff about us at the end of the day. So that's how you take God's blessing who allowed you to be able to wake up and see another day. You just woke up and started stalking our company, sending half-naked pictures of yourself, claiming to be children of God, and you're not, Derek. Taking our blessings, that's our blessings at the end of the day that God gave us, and calling us scammers and rip-off artists. You just call God the same thing. You call God a scammer, rip-off artist. That's where my blessings came from. And yet, God allowed you to open your eyes to commit another sin again the next day, That's a pretty lot of patience right there from him. So he gives you the ability to wake up and see another day. And that's how you invested your time, the blessing that God gave you to wake up another day. Keep in mind, when you close your eyes, you don't have to wake up. They don't have to open. That scares the daylight out of you. That tells you how much God has blessed you to see another day. I love when people sit back and say, I don't have any blessings. I don't have any blessings. You woke up, didn't you? You woke up, didn't you? Didn't you wake up? And imagine if you're waking up every day, and here's the scary part right here. It's going to scare you the most. Imagine you have the ability to wake up every day and you have not picked up your cross. That means that any day, today, tomorrow, the day after that, you may not wake up and you didn't pick your cross up, which means you automatically are condemned to hell. See, people have to understand at the end of the day that how fragile your life is. Your life is very fragile. All our lives are extremely fragile. A simple not being able to wake up the next day, a simple thing just as that. Your body just quitting, shutting down on it. You could be the healthiest person in the world. People think, oh, I run marathons and do this and do that and do that and work out. It's not said you're going to have the next day. It's not promised. Nowhere in the Bible promises you have the next day. Lord, willingly, I have another day. It's not promised. Talks about the man, the rich man who went out and expanded his barns for more oil, more grain, more riches. Happy. He's becoming more wealthy. Put nothing into his investment toward Jesus, toward God. And the Lord took his life that night. He said to him, it is your soul that I require. Took his life. So what if God decides that it's time for you to come back? You're on borrowed time. You do know that, right? Your time right now that you're out doing all this is not your time. It's God's time. You're on borrowed time. Everything you have, all your everything you buy, your car, it's not yours. It's borrowed. If it was yours, it'd be yours forever, and it's not forever. You can't live here forever. You got to leave here sooner or later. Your house, all that, everything you have is all borrowed. You're just using it for the time being, because you're going to leave pretty soon, and someone else is going to take it, and it'll be theirs. And then they'll leave, and then they'll leave. No one keeps anything here. So even your life itself is borrowed. So when God decides that he wants you to come back, you will come back. And there's nothing you can do about it. Nothing. Now you think about what you did today with your blessing that God gave to you. How did you spend your blessing? And yeah, you're going to sin, you're going to mess up. You're definitely going to mess up. But the point is, at the end of the day, is that there's a difference between a Christian messing up and a difference between a sinner. Sinner don't see nothing wrong with it at all whatsoever. Nothing at all wrong with it. That's where the devil's going to keep you at. He's going to keep you there. Let's put it this way. When you do that sin, you carry on that up, the devil has you on layaway. That's what it is, a layaway plan. He's going to keep investing. He's going to keep telling you to do dumb stuff and more dumb stuff. You're going to keep doing it. Now, if you sit there and say, well, Mr. Bird, you're wrong. You shouldn't sue us. I have the right to sue you. I do. I sat there and I turned the other cheek multiple times. I have. I let it go. I let it go. I let it go. I let it go. Gave you opportunity. And take it. The Lord came to me and said, go forth. And that's what we're doing. Doing what has to be done. And I did it the Christian way. That's what was supposed to be done. Take you to court, prosecute you. That's the way you're supposed to do it. Did I send a mercenary to your front door? No. Did I make any calls to the end of the day? Any black cars show up at the front of your house? I don't care what color cars they are. They show up at your front of your house? Anyone following you? Because they're going to let themselves be known that they're following you. They're not going to just follow you, and they're going to let themselves be known. Any conflicts with anybody whatsoever? Nothing at all, right? Nobody sitting at your job, no one sitting across the street from your job, none of that stuff, right? All right then. That means in the day I didn't handle it that way. I did it God's way. I already did that one already. So the difference between you gentlemen, I learned from my mistakes at the end of the day not to do dumb stuff again. I played that game with Satan. And Satan almost took my entire life from me. Almost took my entire life from me. Now I'm good. We don't play that game anymore. We go to Jesus for everything now. So that's what I did. I gathered up a ton of information, and you guys kept carrying on and acting up and kept doing dumb stuff. And you kept doing the stuff you did then. You just literally gave us the information. You literally did. You'd have made so many mistakes in the process and given us so much evidence, it's not even funny. And then you believed at the end of the day with social media was going to hide your behind and no one's going to figure out where you're at. We know where your locations are now. It's a different ball game this time. And since you've done so much stuff, you kept doing it over and over again, statute of limitations just didn't run out for us. Now we got this huge cash, this huge business deal coming in pretty soon. Actually got a few of them coming in pretty soon for the new technology. We're going to have money to hire some really big attorneys, big guys. The guys that want lawyers so big that when they go to court, that other lawyers don't go up against them. But I need big lawyers for federal anyway. So this time around, we take you to federal. We'll have the money to afford the lawyers, do everything we need, because God made everything possible. He made everything possible for not only for our company to move to the next stage and do what it needs to do, but also to prosecute those who lift up their heel against us. I prayed on the number. It's 5 million. 5 million. When I hear people today saying, "Well, I got 5 million. Good luck getting the money out of me. I'm never going to pay it." You don't think anything's going to happen to you? This is why I tell you, your bank, it's a lien that's going to slap up against your bank. Your bank's going to see this money you owe. It's going to come up. Because what happens is, when this goes to a debt collector, they basically send information out to your bank and credit card providers and all that stuff, your card, all that stuff gets hit with this thing. Just like how they're able to go on and see if you got bad credit. If you owe anything, it happens just like that. But the difference is that you owe like maybe like, I don't know, 7 or 8 grand, maybe $1,000. You're going to $5 million. That raises a red flag everywhere. And a bank sees this and they go, "Oh shoot, he got a lien for 5 million. They're going to cancel everything on you. They're going to put restrictions on your account. They're going to maybe close your account, and they're going to freeze all your money because you owe money. You owe them money. Remember, you took a loan out for a house that you can buy right off the bat. You're making mortgage payments, and they see that you can't pay up this mortgage payment every month because you got a $5 million lien sitting on top of you. They're going to freeze all the money in your account because it's their money at the end of the day because you owe them. They can even take it to court to get the rest of their money, which I don't know how that's even going to work. So they're going to foreclose on your house. So you're going to have to leave and put your house on auction or sell it. Okay, how much money you put in to work on it, fix it up, whatever, they ain't going to do a world of good. They're going to take it. If you owe your car, if you own your car at the end of the day, then the debt collectors that we pay to get our stuff, or we sell our judgment to, they're going to take your vehicles. And everything else under the sun. Now, you don't go to jail, you're going to be homeless because you don't have any place to go. You're going to live with a family member or shelter. We don't know about that. That's none of my business anyway. But I do know at the end of the day, when you work, you're going to notice your check's going to get a little lighter because we get 25% of your check. Your income tax, we can take that from you. You owe me money. I can actually take your income tax. I'm going to take a percentage of it. And we're going to take, depending on how much you make is what we're going to take. And it also goes by how much you make is how much we can take out. I think the minimum is 25% we can get out. Excuse me. But if you want to sit on YouTube and you want to cry and whine about this, because we know what you're saying and what you're doing right now. If you want to cry and whine about this at the end of the day, that's your fault. You're grown men at the end of the day. You went on social media, you made false accusations about my business, that's what you did, and you continued on with this nonsense. So you have no one to complain about, no one to blame, only yourself. Excuse me. And to your wives who watch this maybe later on, because they do watch our channel, it's their fault. We gave them options out, they did not take it. So unfortunately, when the lawsuits go through, you're going to lose everything. You blame it on your husband. He's the one that did it to you. That's why I said divorce is going to come quickly. You guys are going to get divorced. I don't see what woman that wouldn't. But you don't put her kids first before you, always. And if you hurt them, you hurt those kids. You hurt your wife. And she's going to, at the end of the day, like, what were you doing? Like, you had nothing better to do with your time than to be on internet, getting involved in some dumb nonsense? That's really what you did. Don't get on over there and scream and yell about me at the end of the day. This is what got you in trouble to begin with. And again, I said before, watch your tongue. Be very careful. Keywords we're looking for. We find those keywords, you're going to get hit with another lawsuit. It'll be this lawsuit and another one, a counter lawsuit across on top of that one. You keep on doing it, we'll keep hitting you with lawsuits. And if you want to think of they can't hit me with anything else. I got nothing else to take. I'll take your freedom from you. And that's worth more than money. I know that at the end of the day. We show you're maliciously attacking our company, we'll file criminal charges against you. And then I'll take something from you that, again, you can't gain back. Money you can gain back, time you can't. So unless you want to lose your freedom and not be able to go from A to B and do what you want to do, you can sit in a little box and you can think about that for a long time. I hit you with a fraud charge against my business, especially as a bunch of y'all in federal, you're talking about 20 years. Now, I may consider, because life is so precious at the end of the day, that Depends on how it goes. We may ask for just the lawsuits only. But for Mr. Tyler, who made death threats, I'm taking time out of your life. I want 20 years of your life. And I'm going to get it too. You made a death threat toward me. The rest of them, taking some time from you at the end of the day, not really worth my time. You can stay with your family. I don't know how you're going to support them because it's not my problem at the end of the day. That's your problem. And again, you work, you got a job, you can work and make your money today, but we give you a percentage of what you make. You'll be working for me forever. Well, until you pass off. You owe me a lot of money. But at least you get to be with your loved ones at the end of the day. Maybe later on we'll lift it a little bit so that way you can have. I mean, I'm not going to take anything from the kids too much. I'd be wrong. But we'll see how it goes. I can't make these decisions yet. Right now, we haven't even gotten to that point yet, so these decisions, but these decisions are coming. What do you think I was going to do with that money I was going to get for this technology? What do you think I was going to do with all this stuff? Some of it. You know, hire high-powered attorneys to track, and that's what we're doing right now. We're gathering information. So we get ready, we can get these attorneys in place, we can come after you. And gathering information. Right? You should have thought about that before you made that accusation. You think I'm stupid at the end of the day? Why in the world would I sit there and go against elite screens and go, oh, this stuff is a scam, I wouldn't buy that? Are you crazy? Are you crazy? There's no way in the world to do anything that stupid, ever. I've seen some people hit their Dark Star 9 with an ultra short throw and go, oh, it doesn't work, it's a scam product. Are you crazy? Trying to get clout. The screen doesn't work on ultra short throw. It clearly says it in the pamphlet. If you read through the pamphlet, what it tells you what it does and what it does not do, you're supposed to use what the screen is designed to do. They don't work on ultra short throws and short throw. They got a special screen for that. That's why we had two of them. But I've seen people do that nonsense. Or to deliberately bend their surface. If you bend their surface, what happens is that little crease you're leaving there, it throws the image off. That's why one of the things I had when I was doing a ceiling light projection by Elite screens, I had to make sure that the arrows were correctly up, because if you hit them if you hit them upside down, they go dark. I had to make sure they were directly up so the light can hit them. And people do all kinds of stuff. You get sued for that type of stuff, man. That's why I don't do that stuff. That's why I'm not in the same boat you are. And anything I come on camera and I say, I back it up. Do I not? If I say something happened, so and so and so, bam, here you go. Regardless if they remove it or not, we back it up. Oh yeah, he said this, here you go, dot, 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 dot. They cancel this, dot, 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 dot. This was sent to us, dot, 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 dot. We back everything up. Now they'll go in and complain to YouTube and get it removed, but at the end of the day, we back it up. I know for a fact that with you, Tyler, your license plates, you don't know at the end of the day. So I told you, rabbit hole is always deeper. You don't know anything about psychological warfare, do you? If you notice on the plates that we launched, right? You know they're yours. You know they're yours. You definitely know they're your plates. One of them says 007. Music Man 007. That keyword 007, you have it in a lot of stuff. That's one of the keywords we put into that system to track. 007 he uses in everything, just about everything. He's got a big fan about James Bond. But it comes up in a lot of stuff. Even passwords. But anyway, and we don't go past that. But it came up a few times. Because it'll dig through everything. We have to give it command to go where it needs to go, or give it permission. It's not like the other stuff that does what it wants to do. And one wants that creepy stuff around them. That's too scary. But anyway, we're just interested in public. Everything has to be public information that everybody else can get. That's what it has to be. For used in court. But anyway, so we know that you went to YouTube and you filed a complaint. We know, because what we did was when we put his plates out there, we sat there and we said, information or license plate. It didn't say your name attached to it. Now, if it said your name attached to it, YouTube can remove it because it has your name attached to it, and they can sit there and say, hey, well, this is his plates. Now, he can sit there and verify that his plates, because it could be anybody else's plate at the end of the day. But you have to verify it, which means you'll have to contact them and send them information to verify. If you sat there and said, anyone on social media, those aren't my plates, we got proof that you said they are, and try to get the video removed. We have your verifications. That's why we put the videos up there like that. We knew you were going to contact them and try to verify to get that removed. And the only way you could do that, you would have to show proof that those are your plates. You have to show more than just the plates. You would have to show verification of license and so forth to show it's your plates. That's what you did. Thank you, by the way. You guys are easy. It is so easy. I can put up videos. I do it all the time. Mess with them. I put a video one time. I deliberately leave stuff out in the shop. Just leave stuff around, laying in the shop. Stuff that I knew if you mixed, it would cause all kinds of problems for you. And we leave this stuff out, and I have the camera, and I would just glance and move back real fast, like, oh, shoot, like that, make a mumble into the camera. So they would think, oh, my goodness, we got him. That's his product right there. And you start mixing stuff together. Where did you get the idea for the water and other stuff? Yeah. You ever heard the term of people was mentally programmed? You trolls are so bent into trying to figure things out that we literally can leave things behind in videos to get you to believe things. And we do this enough times, we can brainwash you because you'll believe it, that must be how his stuff is made. He panned out real quick. Let's slow the video down, and we literally would have it made so you could see what we just wiped away from real quick. And you're going to think that's how it's made. We do this enough times, you'll start believing in this. Because I'll come back and I'll cover it up. First time it wasn't coming out, it was covered up. That must be how his stuff is made. We got him. No, you didn't got us. We're programming you. We do it enough times, you'll believe it. So what are the stuff that we trap inside your head while we're doing this? We're experimenting with you. It's interesting. I told you I dated a psychiatrist once. The human brain is very interesting. It is. It's a very interesting piece of, I call it equipment, because that's pretty much what it is anyway. And you can make somebody believe in something if they're looking for something hard enough. And you are looking for something hard enough. You're trying to figure out in the shop, did I leave anything out that would basically give you an idea of how my stuff is made? So I deliberately left stuff out, but made it look like I wanted you to see it, I didn't want you to see it. Like I'm trying to hide, like, oh shoot. And I come back and I said, wait a minute, hold on for a minute. I got to check something upstairs. And then come downstairs and I cover it up. Then I bring the camera, pass it back, and again, you see it's covered up. I'm thinking, oh shoot, that's it. But I left it up long enough for you to see what it is. It kind of reminds me of BioShock. In BioShock, the guy kept saying, thank you ever so kindly. He was programming the guy. Thank you ever so kindly. It was a kind of a sleeper word. He was already programmed with. And the guy thought that the plane had crashed, and you know he had swum up on top of this lighthouse. That never happened. He was there the entire time. It was an experiment. None of that ever happened. The plane never crashed. None of it happened. It was all basically in his head. And the guy kept saying this word, thank you ever so kindly. Thank you ever so kindly. It's a key word. Basically, it's a program word. Like sleeper cells. Somebody picks up the phone, they go, the eagle has landed, the sun is left, the moon is right. And they, all of a sudden they change, all of a sudden they change, and all of a sudden they know how to. A person that outside that wouldn't fight their neighbor, a guy outside who basically was not handy with tools, now becomes a special forces agent. It's programmed in his head. Brain's an interesting thing, isn't it? I remember they were talking about how this happened on MASH. I saw it on MASH, but the brain's interesting like that. Told them that the medicine that they were receiving was this new medicine, and it was designed, now coming from a doctor, a professional, of course you're going to believe it's coming from a doctor, a person who knows this. It's special medicine at the end of the day that will heal all your pain. It's interesting how the mind works at the end of the day. They were sugar pills, but they didn't know that. They thought it was a special medicine, and their pain went away. How powerful the brain? Your brain is extremely powerful, but you'll never get a change. You don't use all of it because, again, we were cursed on that. Geniuses at the end of the day are very blessed. They don't realize how blessed they are because you get a percentage of what we don't have at the end of the day because you have your IQ, your high IQ is blessing from God. That's what it is. Because we're all super smart. We're beyond that. But we messed up when we messed with the tree. When you touch the tree, we got cursed. We lost that. Some of us have more, some have less. But that's how powerful the mind is. The mind is powerful enough to move things. We can do all types of things, but we don't have that capability. Some people do. Some people have the ability of psychic, kinetic, all that stuff like that. They have that ability because a part of their brain has been unlocked. They were given a gift. And some people just didn't get it all. But still, you still have amazing talents. I see people that are artistic will paint the most beautiful things, sing beautiful music. They're still gifted. God gave everyone a gift regardless. But the interesting thing about the mind is how powerful it is. That you can make a person believe something enough that they think it's actually true. Thank you ever so kindly. So I would deliberately leave stuff out. Because I knew the trolls, when I watched their videos, they would be doing these pictures and they'd be constantly looking at my shop. They were looking at the walls and the corners and all that stuff. You were hunting for something. That's what we noticed. So I figured, hey, let's have some fun with them. Let's leave some stuff laying around at the end of the day and make it look like we don't want them to see it. And that's what I was doing to you for the last 5 years. It's kind of jacked up when you think you control something when you actually control nothing, right? And you think you control a situation that you don't even control. There's an old penny in it. It's a real old penny. Now, what I did was just fun and games. Making you believe you can make my product when you actually never could. You never could make it. Because at the end of the day, something was implanted in your head to make you believe that you can make something that you can't. Why do you think we can come out here so easily and trash you so fast, so quick? It's like we're always a step ahead of you. Lady with Fernando. Fernando watched this. He canceled 14 orders. I can pull the receipt up to show you. He canceled 14 orders. And one of the orders, if you have 14 orders get canceled, we make another one. It's 15. He turns around and he puts a hold on the money. So we can't get the money back. We got money and we can go buy more if we want. But he puts a hold on the money. Ends up with a PayPal dispute because he refused to send the item. So we had to file a PayPal dispute against him. Now he can basically go in and agree to send the money back to us, and that will cancel out the claim at the end of the day, because it shows that, you know, at the time it hasn't got the PayPal status yet. It's between me and the buyer, back and forth. That's what it is. So we can settle that without PayPal. So in that stage, he believes that at the end of the day that he's not going to send this money over. You don't have to pay us back anyways, our money. You can't send the item. So we get on the camera, we say, thank you to Fernando Gonzalez for agreeing to send us it was the Frankenstein, it was one of his mixes, send us a product so we can go in and we can do the review. He has agreed to it. I made this video on YouTube saying he's agreed to it. And he got upset and angry and said, and it's in the bottom of the receipt where he says, yeah, loser, you're never going to get my product, da-da-da-da-da, blah, da-da-da-da-da, and send us our money. Fernando, we did that on purpose. We had 14 cancellations from you already. Well, we did that and made that video because we knew you would get upset and you would say that, oh, no, you can have your money back, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I'm never going to give you the product. Yeah, because we wanted the money back to place another order, get another cancellation on you. You can play you like a fiddle. Literally can play you like a fiddle. You're very easy. And just like when you went out and you did all that stuff with the whole, because I know how your brain functions. When someone blocks you one way, you go another way, and you go higher. Each time you do it, you up the ante every time, because you always got something to prove. So when we went and filed this stuff for intellectual properties, we kind of stalled on this on purpose, because we knew by making the accusations on YouTube and nothing happening, you would up the ante. You would bring in more machines. You would sell more product. That's what we need you to do. And by doing that, then we contacted somebody that would make the purchase from you. Because we know at the end of the day, you're thinking, oh, you're going to stop me? I'm just going to sell more stuff. I'm going to keep making more money. That's what I'm going to do. That's what we need you to do. So you're a full-fledged running business. And we have somebody to buy your stuff. That's it. You did exactly what we needed you to do. Most people in a situation like that shut down production. They shut everything down. because they don't want to give the person any more evidence than they already got. That's what most people do. You don't do that. You just keep going with it, which we knew you were, because you always got something to prove. That's why I say, I don't know if you grew up poor or you didn't have much when you're coming up, but usually that's what people do when they show off stuff like that. It's because they grow up poor. You probably won't admit that whatsoever. Period. I grew up a family of 10. I grew up a family of 10. When you grow up in a big family of 10, you got to wear hand-me-downs. I wear hand-me-downs all the time. I'm not ashamed of that. But for you guys are ashamed of that for some reason. You really are. Oh, my speaker product got me a new speaker. I can listen to my music, my Frank Sinatra. I got to be out in a few minutes. I got some business I got to take care of. Oh, yeah. Well, it was nice. Thank you ever so kindly. Probably wonder what's inside your head right now, right? Don't worry about it. And you're probably thinking at the end of the day, he's probably bluffing by telling me there's something in my head when there's nothing in my head. Well, whatever floats your boat at the end of the day. We really don't care. It's not my business anyway. All at the end of the day, you made something that you thought that was ours, when technically it wasn't ours to begin with. But all I had to do was just leave around a few things around the office, down the shop, and you fell for it. It was easy. And I kept doing it over and over again. Each time I would move it and put it here and put it in. It was so easy to stage everything, and you kept gobbling it up. That's why I asked you at the end of the day, hey, make our products. And you did the very exact same thing that we had on the table. We made this stuff before dozens of times. How do you think we have used it for the black versus black demonstrations? We've made this stuff. I even came on camera and talked about mica paint. We've made this stuff dozens of times. You put your time and efforts to make something. But what got you in trouble, you can say, well, you can't sue us because technically it's not our product, it's your product. No, because you attach my name to something that it's not. We don't even name that stuff as our product. It's garbage, it's trash. We just use it for testing to make sure no one can match our stuff, to prove that. But you want to put my name and attach it to it. Plus all the other stuff you did about making black paint. Oh, yeah, you're getting sued. You're screwed. Be careful. At the end of the day, when you come to our channel and you start thinking that, you know us. You don't know me at the end of the day. I know you. I know more about you than you know about yourself. Put that information out there just like that. You want to go do my garage. You want to go through my workshops and you want to go dig into the videos and try, I'll leave some stuff out there for you. And I'll make you believe that you have a product that you don't even have. Rush it on YouTube. I watched it. That's why we said make it. Go ahead and make the product. You don't even know what you're doing. That tells me at the end of the day you're desperate. You're desperate to make anything and any ingredient to try to come close to it, and you never will. You really think you know how my product is made? You're not even close. I can get you to do things you wouldn't even think you could do. Man, you guys are very easy. Guinea pigs. Easy. 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 How would you know about mica? We never mentioned it in any of our videos. You just left a container laying out. You've never seen mica ever in any video. Nothing ever. You've never seen it. You left it out on purpose. A little white paint. A little cup of water. It's black paint. You did it enough times. Pan in, pan out with the camera. Come back and cover things up, change the topic. It's easy. You got brainwashed. Because it's easy to get brainwashed when it's something that you want, that you're looking for. You're hunting, you're looking for, you're searching for it. You're obsessed with it. So if you're adding key elements to it, it brings it to life. Makes you believe in something that really isn't there. God, you guys are easy. So that means all that trash chuck you were doing, all that stuff and everything you're doing, you didn't know anything at all, period, because we put it there. How do you feel right now? Feel like you can't even trust your own mind, can you? Feel confused? Disorient? No. That's what happens. It's kind of like coming out of a really bad dream. You don't know where you're at, and you're looking around. You're trying to basically try to see something that brings you back to your own reality. Trying to forget what you just saw in that dream at the end of the day. Try to, I'm here. This is not a dream. Oh, Jack, the ones when you actually think you're out of the dream and you're still in the dream. That's where you guys are at. Yeah, I forgot I put this in my pocket over here. Now you can sit there and say at the end of the day, hey, well, that was his ingredients at the end of the day that we made it. But then that's to get you in trouble, right? Because it did show you try to make an effort to make my product without permission, right? Still get you in trouble. You're stuck with this one in your head. At the end of the day. Remember, I say it a lot, don't I? At the end of the day. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. Thank you ever so kindly. Thank you ever so kindly. Thank you so ever so kindly. At the end of the day. You're repeating at the end of the day over and over again. Interesting thing about that theory is that if you repeat something enough times, a person will say it over and over again and again. You thought at the end of the day that you were saying it back to me to taunt me. Actually, I was saying it. You were saying it back to me because you thought that you were saying, I'll say at the end of the day, it'll taunt him. No, I programmed you. Because you kept saying the word at the end of the day. And everything you said, you kept saying at the end of the day. You're not teasing me. You're just relying back to me that it's trapped in your head. I bet you say it all the time, don't you? At the end of the day. Thank you ever so kindly. So repeating it back to me doesn't disrupt my world. It just shows me what I was saying over and over again is in your head. Oh, you got to be smarter than that. Yeah, I dated a psychiatrist for about 4 years. I learned a lot of stuff about the human mind. A lot of things about it. A lot of things about it. Certain keywords disrupt, certain keywords calm things down. It's interesting. At the end of the day. Anyway, you trolls. I told you at the end of the day, we can operate you from here easily. See, psychology, all that stuff comes important when it comes also in business. Business is strategy. Business is a chess game. It is. It's definitely a chess game. It is. You guys don't know it. You're very poor at it. You're very, very poor at it. You are. The match and better demonstrations, all that stuff. Yeah. Man, you guys are easy. So all I would have to do if I was making something, just leave a few items out. That's all. Listen, if you have the camera, like I'm talking, and having the shot, hold it just a little bit, just enough to show that I'm showing you, but I'm not showing you. Move it away. And then go, oh, shoot, on camera. I know you heard the oh, shoot quietly. Oh, shoot. And I said, you know what? I got to go upstairs. I got to check something really quick. I got to see whether or not, if I have enough tape for the boxes. I'll be right back. Put the camera someplace else. And take something and cover over what I just showed you by accident. And then start talking again and bring the camera just enough so you can see it. It's covered up. That triggers off in your head automatically. I just saw what his product is made of. Because the excuse of him going upstairs, checking for tape, that was a lie. And basically when he came back down, it was covered. I already got it implanted in your head that fast. That easy. If you're not looking for something, it won't affect you. But if you are searching for something, it will. So all I do is just keep leaving out these little combinations over and over again. Little key areas. It's like a Where's Waldo effect. Once you see it in that corner, you never forget it's over there. And then move it each time to make you think that you saw something that I didn't want you to see. Are you liking what's going on in your head right now? So, that song and dance you guys just did, we can control that. And we've tested this stuff already. We know it won't match our stuff. No way in the world. You made fools of yourself at the end of the day. We can get sued for it too. Gee whiz Louise. Makes you think, don't it? Now, I know you're going to basically, at the end of the day, try to figure out that this didn't happen to me. I know you are, because that's where your brain's going to function. It didn't happen to me. This was not all staged at the end of the day. Whatever you got to tell yourself. Whatever you got to tell yourself. But where did you get the idea from to begin with? You didn't get it online. If it was online, it would have been online. AI over would have already posted it. It came from you. Where did you get it from? There you go. There you go. Yep. You don't control yourself at the end of the day. Easy. Easy. 5 years of that. You bit it in your head now. Now, yes, what you believe it is, but it's something that we put in your head for you. What are you going to do? Sue me over that? You can't. That's your fault at the end of the day. I think if somebody's doing hypnosis on a stage and you just get caught up in it and you do something that's not his fault at the end of the day, it's you. You're weak-minded. If you weren't bent on trying to figure out what the product was, you would have never got caught in that thing. But that's what you did, doing just something dishonest. You just got caught up in it. And I left it out there because I thought it'd be funny at the end of the day that since you guys are going through my freaking workplace, trying to search out everything, trying to figure out how our stuff is made, so I had some fun with you. It's like your brain got violated. All right, I think my speaker's charged. I'm gonna take this thing. I have a little fun with this thing. Let's do some Frank Sinatra. Do 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 do. You wanted to figure out what was in it? I gave you something. There you go. You know what's interesting about it? You guys kept doing it over and over again. Jamie did it when we asked him. Then they brought down this newer paint. For some reason, he thought the black paint, if you changed it and put in the same agreement, it's the same combination, but you kept changing it around. Each one, you kept doing the same thing over and over again. But that's what you get for trying to touch my stuff. Good luck of having me in your head all day, at the end of the day. They kept repeating back at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day to me. I was like, oh, we got them programmed. Why do you think I said? At the end of the day, 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 at the end of the day. And they kept sending me back. You were literally sending me back emails. End of the day, end of the day, end of the day. We had you programmed. Because now you're saying it over and over again. That's like if somebody sings this song and it's real catchy and it gets stuck in your head like, oh, crap, because it's stuck in your head now, and I'm going to be singing this all day long, and you will be singing it all day long. As a matter of fact, sometimes it gets so bad that you can't even hear your own thoughts. You just hear that song. And when you put headsets on, you hear, oh my goodness, it's going to drive me crazy. There you go. It's stuck in your head. They're catchy jingles. They get stuck in your head. Like something you have heard when you were a child. Like they take child songs and they put commercials underneath of them because they know it's going to get stuck in your head. It's going to unlock something in your brain, like your core memory is going to unlock. Like, if you have a song under the wheels on the bus go round and round, they know that's a song that could potentially get stuck in your head because it was in your head since a child. They just unlock a core memory, that's all. That's why when you guys were sending me back the message at the end of the day, 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 funny thing about that, you thought you were sending that to me to taunt me, but at the end of the day, it was showing us that we had it stuck in your head. You just proved to us that something we said over and over on camera multiple times is now trapped in your head. So you just relayed us back that, hey, this is stuck in my head. This is all I can think of. And at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, you're not taunting me. You're just telling me at the end of the day that I got something stuck in your head. Whew, man, that was an easy test. Guinea pigs. I should get a cartoon and dress them up as guinea pigs. They're so easy. So easy. It's business. Business is all about strategy and control. That's what it's about. And I've tested some stuff at the end of the day. Everything for me is research and testing. That's what it is. It's all research and testing. The best way is to have trolls as guinea pigs because trolls we can basically manipulate. Now, you're going to do dumb stuff. We know you're going to do that. But heck, at the end of the day, you'll give me enough evidence. I'll take you to court. I'll sue you. I'll take everything from you. I'll definitely know where you live at the end of the day, so I'm not worried about that. But that comes with the dumb stuff you do. But how much can we control from this end right here? I can literally do videos that mention keywords, and Jamie would spark and go off. You just do the dumbest stuff ever you've ever seen in your entire life. Thinking that it's erupting us, but it's not. Now, if you think at the end of the day, oh, that's wrong, it's business at the end of the day. I didn't do anything to break the law. No, I just said a key word over and over and over again, over and over and over again. End of the day, end of the day, end of the day. Tell me there's a law against that. It's freedom of speech on that one, buddy. If you basically got that caught in your head, that's your problem at the end of the day, not mine. Your brain should be a little stronger than that. I have 3 riddles in my head. If I were to send this to you in a text or email, it would make you go mad. They're 3 riddles. They're impossible. You can't figure them out. But they would drive you crazy trying to think about how to figure it out. If I were to even call you and say it to you, I guarantee you it's all you would ever think about. You wouldn't think about your family, you wouldn't think about your friends. It'd be trapped in your head, much like a song you can't get out of your head that plays louder and louder and louder. I had a friend of mine who had these weird hobbies of basically these weird riddles. He told me 3 of them. Now I have them locked in my head. Did they affect me? No. Because my brain's stronger than yours at the end of the day. I know how to take something and stick it there, leave it there, lock it behind key, and move on, and it doesn't exist. I would never think about that ever again. I can block out my thoughts at the end of the day. I can block my emotions also. If I don't want to feel anything about somebody, I can put a mental block in it. It's going just like that. And I go about my day. That's it. But I can tell you these 3 ones. I will tell you one day. When you're in the system, I'll come by and see you. I'll tell you one of them. I guarantee it'll never leave your mind, ever. And if you're not strong enough to control it, it will control you. Let you know, see how strong your mind is. There's some jacked up stuff in there. But yeah, I got 3 of them in my head. I told one person got on my nerves on Facebook because she was talking all this trash about black people, this and black people that, and this, that, and the other. And I sent her one of the messages, and she sent back a whole bunch of curse words talking about, yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. That's the last thing I need in my head. Yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome. Since you hate black people at the end of the day, enjoy. Tyler, I have one for you. It'll never leave you. It'll make you go mad. Don't think about it too much. Don't think about it too much. It'll make you go mad. Yeah, I told her one of them. Good luck getting that out of your head. Whew, they're doozies. Got to have control over your own thoughts. If you don't, it'll control you. I didn't get mad when he was telling me this stuff. I was like, huh, interesting. Yeah, that one is jacked up. Yeah, it's really jacked up. But anyway, one day I'll tell you what it is. Now, if you think your brain is strong enough, then it's it, and you're good. If it's not, then you're in a lot of trouble. Kind of like I said, it's like having a song stuck in your head that you can't get out. And you can hear crystal clear. You can hear the intro, the music, guitar, drums. You can hear. You ever have one of the things stuck in your head, and you're sitting there figuring like, "Oh my goodness, that's all I can hear." Like you can't even watch movies. You can't listen to music. It's just playing over and over and over again and again. Oh, good luck trying to sleep with one of those things stuck in your head. But what I'll tell you, it's not just music. It's your brain against you. Your brain will constantly keep thinking about it. You'll be on the bridge going, ah! Yeah, because it'll be chattering away. Can't get that thing to shut up. Do 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 do. That's a song called Sunshine Day by the Brady Bunch. It's a song that can easily get trapped in your head. Do 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 do. Now some people it doesn't work. Some people and they can get out of their head. Everybody's singing a sunshine day. It'll get stuck in your head. Oh, another one that gets stuck in your head. What's one called? Oh yeah. It's by he makes that song a jacked up song. Alone Again. Naturally. That's the one that gets stuck in your head. It's a suicide song. They call it the suicide song. Not feeling any less sound. I promise myself I treat myself and visit a nearby tower and climb into the top and throw myself off. It's an amazing song. Do 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 do. Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. If you suffer from depression, don't listen to that song. Trust me, it's jacked up. Oh man, that's a good one, man. That's an interesting. Alone Again, naturally. That's a good one right there. I still understand the fact that, you're getting married, your wife leaves you. She doesn't even come. Well, it's not your wife yet, but she stands you up at the altar. That's what happened to him. The fellow got stood up at the altar. And the entire family's all looking at him, and he just can't believe it. You know what I mean? And at the end, he goes home, and you know, he's upset. The woman he was going to marry, the woman he spent all that time with. Imagine spending time with a person long enough to want to marry them, and they don't show up. And his only way out was suicide. So in the song, it talks about if I'm not feeling any less sour, I promise myself I treat myself and visit a nearby tower. Climb into the top, I throw myself off. Yeah, he killed himself. Me, at the end of the day, I look at it this way. This is how your brain functions. Now, to me, that song doesn't affect me in any way whatsoever. Why? Because I'm not throwing myself off a freaking tower for a female. That's just not going to happen. Forget that crap. Because at the end of the day, you're going to throw yourself off a tower, kill yourself. She's going to marry somebody else. What good is that going to be at the end of the day? No, it doesn't work that way. What you do is you work hard, basically build your capital, make a ton of money, and you come back and you crush them. That's what you do. Get yourself a better wife, everything better. And you come back and go, look what you missed out on. That's what you do. Or you just ignore and go about your business. That's it. Don't kill yourself for somebody at the end of the day. They're going to move on. They're not going to be sorry about you. If they were sorry about you to begin with, I mean, if they really felt like they would hurt your feelings, they would have showed up to the wedding to begin with. See, most people's brains don't function that way. I'm not saying most people. Some people's brains don't function that way. They think at the end of the day, I'm going to kill myself and I'm going to show her. You're not showing her anything at the end of the day. If she didn't have enough consideration to show up at the wedding, she's not going to have enough consideration. She's not going to show up at the funeral. So you're going to kill yourself. She's going to marry kids, live a beautiful life, and you're going. Yeah, move on. Do something better. I'm done. It's crazy. But you got people don't see it that way. So when I'm hearing the music at the end of the day, it's not bothering me. For some people, it bothers them at the end of the day. Like when it talks about the husband, his father and mother, and his mother basically is the only man she ever been with in her entire life, and that was her husband, and he dies. And she's crushed, you know what I mean? There you go. That's what I told you, I'll never get married because of that particular reason why. Because, a number of reasons why. There's a number I won't get married. But that one particular reason is that they must have went through so much in their life because nobody lives peaches and creams in a relationship. That's impossible. You're going to have ups and downs, you're going to have fights, you're going to have arguments, you're going to have separation, get back together. It's going to be a whole mess of freaking craziness. And in the end, everything finally smooths out nicely. And you actually get to know each other. You really know each other when you reach that age. You really seriously know each other. You've been together forever. You know all the jacked up stuff about each other. There's nothing else that can surprise you from that person. It finally starts to level out, and then one of you dies. And then the other person has to live without you. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. If I'm going by myself and leaving. That's it, done. But other than that, yeah, that's what you'll have to go through. Everybody has to face that. Everybody's married and in a relationship or whatever. If you're married and whatever, you've been with somebody this is only for people who've been together for a very, very long time. Very long time. You have spent your entire life, most of your life with this person. When are you going to leave? It's very rare that both leave. And it's messed up. I'm not rejoicing. That's not happy. It's a real sad thing. I told you, my mother was in a funeral home. My mother was in a senior home. And I've been there and I've seen the look of these people's faces when their loved one that they've been there with, they've been their whole entire life, passes away. It is pain you can't even imagine. You couldn't even imagine the pain. And I don't even have those emotions on that level. And I can feel their pain. I couldn't even look at them. I couldn't imagine what they're going through. But that person, they sat side by side. They went through everything in life, everything. I'm not saying marriage is a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing. I just don't have the tolerance for it. I really don't. I want to be bothered with it. But just imagine the sacrifice that you put into a marriage at the end of the day. I would never say that married people are weak. I would say you're the strongest people I've ever met in my entire life. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it. I find it amazing that you can do that you can connect with somebody and through the ups and downs and all the crazy stuff that goes along with it, you still stay together, which I find interesting. I find it fascinating. But then the hard part about it is after you've been through the storm and all of it all, up and down and all that other craziness, it finally starts to level out. You know that person so much, you can think what they're thinking and whatever. You just know each other. You finally reach a stage. It's like the finish line. And then one passes away. That sucks. It does. But unfortunately, that's what happens. Usually it's the man that goes first. It is. It's rare that the woman goes first. It's usually the man. We go first. But anyway, so that's what happened. She lost her husband. And he describes the pain being unbearable for her. And she didn't kill herself, but later on, through a broken heart, later on, a couple of years down the line, she passed away too, also. So he lost the woman who he was going to marry. Apparently, he must have been the only child because he never talked about anybody other siblings, just him and his mother and father. And his mother and father both passed away. And the woman who he was supposed to be with, she never showed up. This man ended up climbing the tower and throwing himself off. So it's crazy. It's actually crazy at the end of the day. Yeah, it's crazy. But, you know, that's one of the things you have to consider the fact when you get into a relationship at the end of the day and you really, really love that person, that you have to remember the outcome is not going to be good. One of you have to pass off. But until then, at least you get to enjoy the now. You get to enjoy the now that happens until that final, I guess, the curtain drops and one of you have to go. You know, the hard part about it is watching your loved one, you're taking care of your mother and they're that old, or your father and they're getting that old, and they keep bringing up that the other one's still alive. That's when they get the Alzheimer's and their mind starts to slip and they start bringing up. You got to live through that pain. That'll be your pain to live through. You can turn around and look at your husband. The same fate's going to happen to you too. That's just the way it is. You know, before the whole thing with Adam and Eve, we had immortality. We lived forever. But we don't have that anymore. Death is waiting for us. The only good thing about that is, I tell you, about in the end, where you'll lose the person that you love, if you're both Christians, you'll meet again in heaven. Now, I don't know if you'll know each other. I don't know anything about that. I don't know nothing about that other. I know that, I guess you would know each other because I would know my mom if I go. But she won't know me because I'm here. But if I go to heaven, she would know me. So you will see him again. Just have to pick up your cross, that's all. You know, sad thing about it, that's kind of a hard thing to do. If you married an equally yoked, which means you could be a believer of Christ, and then you marry someone who's not, that's going to be a bit, people change, they change. People change and convert into Christians, it can happen. God can change them. God can change anybody he wants at the end of the day. But he could change that person, become a Christian, and be saved with you. But then again, things happen where that person doesn't get saved and you go and they don't go. But if you love that person, you really, really love that person a lot, you're going to do whatever you can to make sure they get saved. You got to drag them to church if you got to. God will change them. You pray enough, God will change them. Yep. If nothing ain't working out for you in life and things feel like they're just going down the drain and everything you tried don't work, that means God's calling you. You got a calling from God. That's what that is. Nothing works out. Nothing works out. And everything is falling apart around you. God's calling you. That's what happened to me before I got locked up. Everything fell apart around me. Everything. Got fired from a job at Pizza Hut. Got in all this trouble. I was getting in fights and stuff and threatening people. Everything went down the drain. It was a bad, worst month of my life. I mean, everything went down the drain. It was jacked up. I'm thinking, like, what was going on in my world? Like, it was messed up. Real messed up. Now, lost a job and started getting in trouble with the streets and carrying on and acting up. Yeah, everything went down the drain. And that's when I realized that then God was calling me. What time do we got here? Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. And it's stuck in my head. That song is stuck in my head forever. It is. I like the song, but it doesn't control me because in the day, number one, I ain't jumping from no tower. I ain't killing myself anyway. It's an abomination. I ain't trying to kill myself. But some people get that depressed at the end of the day. They do try to kill themselves. Don't do that, please. Because when people get me when they say at the end of the day, you've been with somebody, this is the first person you ever been with, you still don't do it. First person you've been in your entire life, and you say, I'll never meet anybody better. Yeah, that kind of sticks in there a little bit because, it's your first time. But if you have met other people and you've broke up in multiple relationships, why in the world would you sit there and go, I'll never meet anybody better? Didn't you say that about the last person? And the person before that? And the person before that? Then you did meet somebody better. You're just going to meet somebody better after you meet somebody better. That's how it works. I'm still scared to death if I get married. I'll never do it. I just can't do it. I can't imagine building a life with somebody who thinks just like I think. Well, not think just like I think, but I'm saying where it's like the idea of getting on a horse. The reason why I'm never getting on a horse, I'm not getting on something that has a brain at the end of the day. Because what if it wants to, I want to jump off something, it decides to go, no, I'm not jumping. He gets thrown you off the side and breaks your back. That's what happened to Christopher Reed. The horse didn't want to go, and he wanted to go. So that's what scares me about relationships at the end of the day. You don't know what that person's thinking 100%. See, that's the thing that gets when people say, I know them. No, technically you don't know them. You know them better than other people know them, but truly, technically, you don't really know them, because you can't read their mind. Like I watch them doing this, but guys find out the girls are on Tinder or the guys on Tinder and all this crazy stuff, and you go find them. I like how men handle this in a professional matter. I do, because when you go out, you hit the woman and stuff, you're gonna go to jail. You'll go to jail, and she's gonna still mess around behind your back. What's that gonna do for you? None at all. Period. Don't even do that. But the one guy had me cracking up because he drove his wife to the house that she was going to when she got off from work. Instead of her going home to be her man, she was going home to see another man. And he drove her back to the house, right? And he didn't tell her that all her stuff was packed in a trunk. And when they got out there, she said, "You recognize this house? It don't look familiar to you? Like you don't remember this house at all?" She's like, No, because she looked in her face, she knew what it was. So I need you to get out of my car. So she fought him a little bit, but he got out of the car and he popped the trunk and he said, "Take your stuff," and you kicked out. He kicked her out of the house. Yeah. Then they come back. One of them came back and started talking about some nonsense like we can still work it out. No, you cannot work that out. That's impossible. That's impossible. Man, I swear, if any one of my friends, after being cheated on, took back somebody, I can't be friends with you. You don't have a backbone. I don't even trust you at this point. You can't kick somebody out at the end of the day. You're too attached to them. They're going to dog you out every chance they get. And they do it the first time, they do it the second time. People crazy. Y'all crazy at the end of the day. I can't deal with that nonsense. And then there's the emotional, freaking up and down roller coaster. You know what I mean? They say something to you wrong. You say something wrong. You can be arguing all freaking day. This bitter freaking hate aid cool. I can't deal with that crap, man. No, it's crazy. I can't deal with it. No. There's somebody calling her phone or her phone blowing up and some other nonsense. You got to go searching their phone. When you got to get to a point, you got to go search someone's phone and go to their. You already stepped over into madness. You're at madness level. You are madness level. Crazy stuff, man. No, it ain't worth it. It ain't worth it. Just to get that final road. No, I'm good. I'm good. Women got to worry about if they get too heavy, get too big at the end of the day, the man's going to cheat on them. Well, that's why relationships where men date women that are heavy last longer. You know why? Because if they get babies and they get bigger, they like it. Or women are thin, super thin at the end of the day. Some men don't even like thin women. They treat you honestly. Don't get mad about it, but it's actually true. Like it's kind of at a shift. Everything shifted somewhere, which is interesting because you see it more and more and more. The heavier, thicker woman is in, and the thin woman is kind of out. Because before it used to be the thick woman that couldn't go to the beach and wear a bathing suit, or she couldn't wear this and couldn't wear that. She had to cover her body up all the time because people would make fun of her. And now it's different. Like at one point, if you wore glasses, you were a straight up nerd. Guys don't make passes at women that wear glasses. Yeah, now, glasses, the nerd thing is in. And things shift and change. But anyway, yeah. All my brothers at the end of the day, we don't got no thin women, and our brothers didn't marry no thin women. All of them are thick women. All of them, every single one of them. They don't date any thin women at all. Period. I don't click. I don't date nobody. I dated one woman in my entire life that was 120 pounds. Yeah, I ain't like that. Nah. It ain't for me. I don't do that anyway. But most of the women I chill with are thick women. I can't do whole. I got some women I hang out now because I'm not into that. Thinner women at the end of the day. But they are cool. I chill with them. But dating, no, I don't date no thin women. Heck no. No, not for me. Women got to be thick. I like thick. I like women I like them that work out. Mine are different. I like women that are thick, a thickness with a fitness. You ever heard that term before? That's what I like. I like a woman that works out, and she got to have a little muscle tone to her. Not too big. I don't want a hawk on my hands. But at the end of the day, and they're still beautiful. They're all beautiful at the end of the day. But my preferred preference of the day is a woman with a little thickness, a little nice little curvy waist and everything. Got to have an hourglass shape to her. But on the end of the day, she do work out. And it does help at the end of the day that she's a tomboy. I prefer the tomboy. I prefer the person at the end. If a woman can basically, I saw something that was so amazing at the end of the day. I would have married this woman. I swear. She took down a horse, like a bull or something. When they grab him and they hold him down, oh my goodness, it was the most amazing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. See, women that work on cars, women that basically can cut down a tree with an axe, that can build a house, that type of stuff. They can fire guns, all that stuff in the day. Somebody ain't afraid to get their hands dirty, get their nails dirty. That's my type. I don't do that whole preppy. No, no. You're a liability for me at the end of the day. No, no, ain't gonna work. No, I like women that actually do the crazy stuff. If she gets on one of those horses and Bronco horses and do that stuff, oh, fantastic, man. She hunt, fish, all that stuff, man. Somebody that come and get the nails dirty, don't worry about me. That's my type at the end of the day. That's what I like at the end of the day. I can't get into all that. I'm afraid to get my hair messed up, my nails done. No, you ain't for me. I'll get bored of you. It'll never happen. Nah, 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 nah. Like for me, somebody all dressed up all day. No, wear suits all the time. Nope, wouldn't touch you with a 10-foot pole. But a woman going through Walmart, got her hair all crazy looking, got her pajamas on, got her freaking sneakers on. That, yeah, I'll talk to you in a hot second. Because you're real. That's why. Yes, you're good, but no, you look perfect. You're perfect. You're perfect. Got that crazy look at the end of the day. You look fantastic. Yeah, that's real to me. Can't get in all the makeup and all that other stuff in the day. Fake nails, fake hair, all that stuff. So I don't do that stuff. Can't get into that. Got more makeup on than a freaking clown convention. No, I'm good. I'm good. I like natural beauties only. At the end of the day, I don't know. You can wear some makeup, but some people are doing too much with it. Nah, I'm not doing that. No. But yeah. I like somebody at the end of the day can get in there and get their hands dirty, change your car tires, especially if you're a mechanic. Every guy can tell you at the end of the day, a woman mechanic is hot. A woman mechanic is hot. Especially when they come on, they got a little grease on them and everything. Oh man, they got the overalls on. That's hot, man, at the end of the day. A woman can sit there and cut down a tree, and basically that works with wood and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Works with heavy machinery. Yes, I know a woman that used a wrecking ball. Boy, she was no joke. That's what I'm talking about. Military, special forces, and that kind of training, stuff like that. Anything in hand-to-hand combat, stuff like that. Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Farm women that work on the farm. You got to do that heavy, all that stuff. Yeah, I love that at the end of the day. I love that's a woman that works at the end of the day. That works. Now, they need to look pretty, and to get the job done. That's what I like. But all that trying to look good with all the Gucci and all the clothes up and glasses on, that's a turn off for me. I don't even look that way at all, period. Then a woman come in, got her hair nailed, all that stuff, and all. That's not for everybody. And a woman come in at Home Depot. A woman came to Home Depot. She had the pads on and everything on her knees, man, hair up, face with paint on it, paint all over her, hair looking all crazy. I was like, I would marry that woman. That's somebody I can work with at the end of the day. If I got to work on something, build something, I'll build her. If I got to build with something today, I know she can get her hands dirty with me. She can work with me at the end of the day. Not that I can't do that. I can't get my nails dirty. I want to get my shoes. It's nice you go dress up from time to time. I ain't got no problem with that. But 24/7, I can't do that. That's not for me. That's more like the Dominican bun. I love the Dominican bun. Dominicans be wearing the Dominican bun. The ponytail, they wear the ponytail. That's one of the hottest things I've ever seen. Especially when they're short, the short Dominicans. They got the big hoodies on. I got a couple of friends like that. They got the big hoodie on. They got the little baggy sweats on. They got the chucks on, or whatever they're wearing underneath of it. And they got that ponytail. Yep. Got a couple of my shorties like that. My shorty sporties. I got a couple of that 411 that I chill with. 411. Shorty sporties. But anyway, I'm about to get. I got some things I got to do. Speaking of shorty sporty, I got to meet somebody a few minutes ago. She is shorty sporty. She's one of my buddies. She wants to go do something today. I said, I got time. Got some stuff to do. Oh shit! I got packages coming through. Hold on, man. I got to go track something real quick. I got orders I got to push out. Lord, where's my freaking whatchamacallit, my pen? Yeah, I got stuff coming. I got orders to push out. Those you place orders, thank you so much. You're shipping out tomorrow. We got you. I gotta go. I just killed enough time. I had some things I had to go do. I had to kill some time for it. Gotta fix that when I come back in. I gotta get that done, and I'm gonna go check out the. We're building a tunnel downstairs. A tunnel that lights up. that lights up a tunnel. So we can travel through and we go through with the freaking cart. I think we're going to have to get a bigger warehouse. We're going to get a big one anyway. We're going to need a big one for that freaking rail cart they're building. Because it comes apart. Everything comes apart. So we're going to take it when we get the other unit, because we get to build that, and we're going to build sections onto it. So I'm thinking like, okay, if we do a shipping container and we do a section, oh man, that'd be cool. We do a section, we can blow out, cut out all the walls and put the screens in, put projectors. Actually, it'll take, unless we put the projectors in outer boxes. But then the screens would have to be ultra black. They had to be ultra black so light can't push through, because the outer boxes being the outside. So they're going to build this world, inside world. We're using projectors, so the world moves around them and everything. We're going to use projector mapping. So when a cart goes through, you can see like the different like dinosaurs on one side or space travel. We'll do something crazy like that. And if the thing works out the way it does work out, with these tunnels that affect like this, these reaction tunnels that work this way, we may even think about investing money into a go-kart track. Because that would be pretty cool to have something like that in there with our technology. Oh, there's so many things to do. I gotta go. I've got to go. Oh man, I got some crazy ideas that just popped into my head about the go-kart track. That would be sick. We could do that too. We can literally do that. We have the technology. We have the power. We can get it done. Why not? The sky's the limit to what we want to do. Anyway, with that being said, I gotta go. Oh, the venture on the blackout cloth. We got the surface. The surface is amazing. We can't tell you what the surface is. But man, these are going to be the most insane blackout cloth ever. I know you trolls out here upset and angry about every time we come out here and we talk about something new we're building and design at the end of the day, and it gets you really upset and like, man, I can't stand this guy at the end of the day. He keep coming with these amazing ideas. It just be driving me crazy, Oh, whatever at the end of the day. You just deal with it, okay? Da-da-da-da-da. Just make sure you show up for court. Make sure you show up. But anyway, yeah, the ultimate blackout. No other blackout will be like it. No other blackout cloth will be. It'll be glorious. Glorious. Yes. So roughly, I think about we're going to do, I want to do 200. I think we could do 200. We'll see. 108 inch. But I don't want to be the actual size of everybody else. I want to be a little bit bigger. So I definitely want to go with something a little larger than everybody else. Definitely got to do that. This is going to be the ultimate blackout cloth surface. It is going to do so much that you can do with it. So much. I think I'm going to post a video when we turn one into a Halloween screen. It was crazy. I don't support Halloween, but I'm going to show you what we can do with it. There's so much you can do with this. So much you can do with this. It's not just for movies and sports and writing video games. It does so much more. So much more. This is going to be our blackout cloth. We're going to have one in at 235.1. Ooh, widescreen. You know what that's going to look like? Acoustic. 235.1 or 239.1, depending on your projector. Do you know how beautiful that's going to be for some people at the end of the day? It's going to be absolutely amazing to have a widescreen setup outside while you watch Star Wars on widescreen. And for those people thinking at the end of the day that, but the projectors are so expensive. No, they're not. We did the whole entire research on a ViewSonic projector, and you can get them for very, very cheap. All right, people. Screen paint's on the website right now. It's selling. Thank you so much. We appreciate the support. For your naysayers, I told you a little bit about yourself that scares you, right? Every time you think about that ingredients right now, you realize that it's in your head. Maybe it was put there. Who knows? Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe everything I said that was true, but could be true, but may not be true. But who even knows? I'm the maker of black technology. I mean, why? I could know, but then I may not know. Ah! But it's in your head now when you think about it. Anyway, with that being said, and that could be another thing deployed in your head. Oh, you got to be careful there. You're stepping on freaking landmines and you have magnetic boots on you. How are you going to get around that? I don't even know. Anyway, so we have our amazing, incredible screen paint. Do you see the thumbnail of that thing outside? How gorgeous it looks outside. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, for those people asking me, it's 24 ounces. 24 ounces of our screen paint paints up to a 100-inch screen. Or it's a 120-inch screen? Yeah, 120-inch screen. I'm sorry, I got to change that. It's a 120-inch screen for 24 ounces and 150 inches, that we don't do this right now, when you paint a screen, no, sorry, 32 ounces to 150 inches. Now, don't sit there and go, but that's not possible. Unlike you, Sparky, I did something called paint down demonstration, where we took 24 ounces and painted in a 108-inch screen on camera. I also did a 250-inch screen at 96 ounces, and I also did 150 inches at 32 ounces, and I also did a 108-inch at 16 ounces. I have all those demonstrations to back up my product. Da, 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 da. Unlike you, I test my stuff. You don't test yourself, do you? You don't test yourself. You don't test Jack. Not Jack, not Jill, and anything else coming down the hill. You don't test it. It's interesting. That's kind of crazy that the very thought that the screen paint that they thought the engineer actually didn't engineer was actually planted in their head the entire time. That sounds kind of like something out of like some crazy James Bond 007 kind of thing at the end of the day. That you thought that you had something. You thought of something, but the entire time it was planted there to make you think that you had something that you never had to begin with. That was all along going to fail anyway, due to the fact that we used it for testing our products on a black versus black technology test. So basically, what you're thinking is in your head that would not be in your head unless we didn't put it in your head. Ah! But here's the thing about it. We never said in any of the videos, when we flashed and showed the item, we never said that it was our product. I never said that. You insinuated it was my product. That's you. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. Anyway, yeah, they sent me back all these methods at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day, at the end of the day. I was like, man, we got that stuck in their head. That's going to be in there for a while, but that's never coming out. You're going to be sitting up there in your cell, and all you're going to hear on your thoughts. And when you sleep at night and you lay down, you're in there all by yourself, and everything's quiet in the house, you will hear at the end of the day, pumping through your head. Now, everybody else wouldn't care less. But you would, because you listen to everything I say. You do. You listen to certain keywords trying to catch things. See, when you try to listen for keywords, it means you're paying extra attention. I can play with you. They figure they can make our products. We control you the entire time. And we just messing with them. Could I be? But in the back of your mind, you're going to say, I'm not doing it. It never happened at all, period. Interesting theory. Something to tell yourself to relax you from what you think you know that's true. Interesting. Some people will come up with all types of excuses to try to deny what is actually true. So is it true or is it not true? That's what you have to decide in your mind right now. Good luck with that madness. That's going to be a bit of a psycho trip for you. That's going to mess with your head. And if you get on YouTube and if you scream and yell about it, it means that it's trapped in your head already. So therefore, to speak about it basically says that it's true. Why would you get angry about something that's not true? In the back of your mind, if you're telling you something that this never happened to begin with and it's not in your head, then why talk about something that doesn't even exist? I can mess with you all day. Now, see how you guys, you just rant, carry on. I make perfect logic that basically mess with your head. So why make a YouTube video about something that's not true? If it's not true, then you just move on, right? But if you say anything about it, then that means at the end of the day, it must be true. Because that means it did get to you. That's like if I called you a pyronecrophiliac, or what do you call it? Aquapyronecrophiliac, right? I do this to people from time to time at game back in the day. You're a pyroaquanecrophiliac. So a person would basically get mad and get upset, and I would send them a message. If you Google this, it means I'm smarter than you. I mean, in your head, if you Google this, that means I'm smarter than you. But if you can't figure out what it means, that means I insulted you and you don't know what I called you. So which one do you want to take? Which road would you take? Proving that I'm smarter than you when I insulted you? Or basically, at the end of the day, saying nothing, knowing that I said something to you that you don't understand? That would drive you crazy, wouldn't it? If a box... Oh, I'm about to start with them. Don't say that. That'll mess them up in the head. I messed up somebody's the box riddle. But anyway, so that's what it comes down to. You have to understand, naysayer. What is a pyronecroaquaphiliac? If you Google it, it means I'm smarter than you. If you don't Google it, it means I insulted you. You don't know what I called you. Which one are you going to choose? how to jam somebody up real bad. You're like, what the freak? Like, if I go Google this, yeah. And here's the thing: at the end of the day, you can sit there and say, "Well, I'll go Google." It means nothing to me at the end of the day. If you think I'm smarter than you, but it's to you because you know what you just did, because it's going to play in your mind. Because at the end of the day, if you Google it, even though you say it doesn't affect you, it does because it means I'm smarter than you because I told you I'm smarter than you if you do Google it. So what is a pyro-necrophiliac? There you go. Good luck with the insult, but you don't know what it is. And those who do know what it is, well, you pass, you're good to go. But anybody else is going to be stuck in your head. So what did I just call you? It's actually a real thing, by the way. Actually, technically, no, it's not because it's virtually impossible. But actually, it's pretty cool. And it's an interesting theory. Now, if you Google it, as I said before, I'm smarter than you. And if you don't, that means I insulted you and you don't know what I just called you. Oh, I just do it in gaming all the time to mess with people. Because what's the point of me getting on there and screaming and yelling at you and you screaming back and yelling at me? That doesn't do any good whatsoever. Let me just stick something in your head and now you can't even concentrate on your gameplay because now I'm just messing with you. I don't have to say nothing to you at all, period. You'll screw with yourself all day long. I don't have to even touch you. That's what they call psychological warfare. I don't have to say anything. A few key words and that's enough. You would do all the damage yourself. It's like someone who thinks when they said, I'm coming to get you, they're never coming to get you at all. They won't, at all, period. But you think they're coming to get you. And you're going to a whole entire paranoid state that would drive you crazy. And have to do nothing at all, just to watch you basically fall apart. So I did that in gaming. I would plant things in people's heads. And at the end of the day, that I would really have to do nothing because it means they're basically have all types of problems, but they're trying to figure out what the frick I just said to them at the end of the day. And they're trying to figure it out. Now, I will know if you want to Google because I can tell by the time I just told you it, you should have been to reply back to me just like that on what I just told you. But if it takes you a while, a couple of minutes, that means you're up there online looking it up. You already told me right from the door, I'm smarter than you. That's why I don't talk in gaming anymore. I don't talk in any gaming. I type all now. Everything's typing now. But I type in whatchamacallit all day long. But I don't basically talk in gaming anymore because I don't know how to control myself when I get into gaming. So I had to take that away from myself. Anyway, I got some business I got to take care of. I got to be out of here. La-di-da, 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 la-di-da. Naysayers. Like, now I got something to tell you real quick, naysayers. The newer ones we have, but the ones we have now. If you think you're technology, wait, were we reconnecting? If you think you're going to be around for the new technology, no. I'm planning to have you in jail long before then. There is no way in the world I'm going to have this type of money and capital and you're still going to be walking on this earth. That's not going to happen, buddy. I told you, we're never going to forget what you did. Never going to forget. I'm going to make sure with this new stuff we have now against you that I'm going to make sure you stay behind bars and we take everything from you. You won't be around for the new technology. I guarantee that much. Because you keep doing dumb stuff. And I bet you right now you're doing something dumb right now. That thing is going to report back to me. You know, it doesn't just come on your channel and just watch. It comes to your channel and it documents everything. It only goes where it's supposed to go. People say, no. It only goes where YouTube, that's pretty much it. It doesn't go anywhere else. Now, if we find activity on Facebook, then it goes to Facebook. Or TikTok or any social media you have, that's basically about it. As for email, nope, that's private. We don't touch anything. It has to be something that acts as public domain. Now, if you send it to me, then we have access to it. Because we do a trace back. Other than that, couldn't care less. You know how trolls are. Trolls are like little Karens at the end of the day. They're going, oh, he's doing this and he's doing that. He's a bunch of phony baloney. Remember you said there's a phony baloney that we couldn't do this and couldn't do that? Now we have all your addresses. What do you think about that, Sparky? Oh, you live in, hold on for a minute. It came up on his. He lives in Clinton, Indiana. Clinton, Indiana. You live in a particular part of Clinton, Indiana. You have a little small town you're in, because there's a sheriff's department out there. It's a little small town out there. Little small town out in the middle of little small town. You got to talk to a sheriff. The sheriff in a little small town he's in. Little small town that you're in. You are in North Salem, Indiana. You're in Clinton, Indiana. But where your house is located, in your neighborhood, your little town area, you're in North Salem, Indiana. Am I wrong on that, Mr. Tyler? You've been married since May the 13th of 2025. Am I wrong on that one? Interesting, isn't it? I know a lot more than you think I know. Next time you want to put in a message and insult me and say, hey, nigger, come find me, challenge accepted. Yeah, with your license plates and everything else, yeah, this has just been too easy. Posted this stuff up. He's like, hey, come and find me. I was like, challenge accepted. It was easy because, again, like I said, once we found his Instagram account, everything opened up. He posted everything. He literally posted everything. His diplomas. Your certification. Is that your certification ID? Yes, it is. Gee whiz, dude, you're not that smart. That's why he removed this is certification ID. You know, when we blow it up, you probably think it comes up blurry, right? Not with that machine. That machine can digitally focus on anything and bring everything up. Once it scans, it gets enough information, it can track where it came from. Do 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 do. Assessment, EWT, application summary. Exam date, all that stuff on there. Bum 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 bum. Applicant credit. Do 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 do. I mean, these schools are in your local area, aren't they? And now you can't use them anymore. They're useless. These are for his EMT. You can't use it anymore because again, he has bad paperwork on his cause. He did something, got fired. Oh, forgot racial slurs. Got fired. Craig W. Claps. That's got to be the person who's basically, ooh, that's not just somebody else who signed off on these things. But anyway, that's neither here nor there with you. I don't know where you came into play in all this. We don't even know who you are at all, period. I got to reach out to that fire department too. It's 1701. That's a truck. This is when he was younger because he had no facial hair here. And you had more hair on top of your head. A lot more hair. So this must have been when you were, yeah, a little younger. It scares me at the end of the day to think that somebody like that, people like that, you have racist fire people for the fire department that are racist, people, racist cops, we all know that from the end of the day, that are supposed to be there to protect, and they basically hate you because you're color. You know how crazy that is at the end of the day? That's why I'm going to make sure you pay for this, because I don't like the fact that I couldn't imagine what you could have done to other people while you were in these positions. That's scary when you think about that. And he's a search and rescue. He was search and rescue. Do you know how scary that is to know that somebody coming into your house and you're weak, you're at a point where you're barely surviving and you need them to help you and they don't like you because of your color? If there were no witnesses around, I'm guaranteed that person would have walked out of your house and left you to die. And if you sit there, Mr. Tyler, and say, I'm going to get a lawyer, you can't say, yes, I can say that. Because you called me nigger multiple times and made threats toward my life. So I can honestly say that a person who sits there and says, you people, or you can't stand all of us, means you wouldn't care whether it was a baby choking or you wouldn't care if it was a 2-year-old. Imagine you look at your 2-year-old right now, and if a paramedic came in and ignored that child, you lost your child. This is how dirty this piece of scum is at the end of the day. You know, I'm calling you scum. I'm not calling you scum because you called me nigger. Then you're just ignorant at the end of the day. But the fact you were in this type of position to begin with, and I couldn't imagine the things you did, and probably because you hated these people. You're scum. You got everything that's going to come to you. You deserve every bit of it. I'm going to make sure you get a truckload of it. When I tell you at the end of the day that I will take the dirt from under your house, I'm taking everything from you. You just messed with the wrong black person at the end of the day. You got the wrong person. You're going to pay for that mess. It just scares me to think at the end of the day the stuff you must have done. And people would have never seen the racism behind your eyes at the end of the day, just seeing the uniform. That's what you're seeing, it's the uniform. You're seeing the uniform of a person coming in that you think is a relief of hope because you're in a situation where you need them and this person hates you because you're black. That's what makes this person disgusting. Now he's pulling down his social media accounts because he's getting heat. That's not my problem at the end of the day. That's your problem. See, I find it interesting. These people will hide at the end of the day, but barely don't get up in your face and say they hate your guts. I can't wait to get you over here for court. I can't wait to get you over here. You have to send someone down to your neck of the woods to come get you. I cannot wait to get you over here. And I can't. I'm going to make sure that wherever they send you at, it's majority black, African Americans. You'll deal with them. Go speak your little hate crimes over there to them, how much you hate them at the end of the day. It's the type of person, if he was around anybody today, he'd keep his mouth shut the entire time. What a coward. He only voices his opinion around people that share his point of view. You can see how much people can't stand them Trump supporters at the end of the day. When they come up there acting like we got more, it's more of us than you. At the end of the day, there's a lot more of us than you, a whole lot more than you. Different nationalities altogether, there's a lot more of us. We're the ones who built the country. What the frick are you talking about? But yeah, this nonsense. And you got white people can't even stand this guy. I got white people in there will whip his behind in a hot second. They're the ones that do the most damage. I told you about that time I saw that one with the Karen. The kids were in the lobby, and there was a white woman paying for paying for the room. Those were her kids. Those were her step kids, and she was in there paying for the stuff, and the kids were just on their phone. They were just in the lobby. This woman come in, talking all this trash, calling them niggers and stuff. That woman turned around and said, "Excuse me, what you just say? Those are mine. Those are my kids at the end of the day." But she beat when you see a woman taking off the earrings, you about to get your butt whipped. When they start removing the shoes and earrings, you about to get your butt whipped. And that's what she was doing. She was taking off her earrings, and the woman was talking, trying to talk her out of it. Too late. Man, she gripped that girl by her hair, man. All you just saw was that fist just hitting her in the side of the face. She beat the crap out of that woman. She beat the crap out of her. I bet she didn't do that no more. And then they turned around and they called the police. That's what she did. When the police got there, the hotel confirmed that she was calling the kids niggers and all kinds of names and harassing them. And the police escorted her out. She even lost her hotel room. They revoked her hotel room. She can't get back in. Yeah, you can't do that kind of stuff. You never know at the end of the day who's sitting there. You'd be surprised. You think a white person going to agree, but they'd be the ones to beat the crap out of you the worst. I've had to calm someone down one time because we were skating and the guy called me a nigger when I was skating by. And here's the funny thing about it: when you call people names, you got to stop at the light. And sure enough, when he got to the light, my buddy, I didn't think he was going to be affected by it. I was upset by it. I was going to take my hockey stick and push it through his window. But then I had to remember I ain't trying to get locked up. But he, on the other hand, had a different opinion, man. He put his window out. He ain't got hockey gloves on. He's a big guy. He smashed his window, his side window, went to grab him. And I had to calm him down. He's going to beat the daylights out of him. Chances are he probably would have stepped on his neck with them rollerblades. He probably would have killed him. He's a big guy. But he was mad. He's upset. So calm down, man. Calm down. Look, he's ignorant. That's basic about it. He's basic about it. Just let it be. He's going to kill him. They get more upset than we do. What was it? Cat Williams say, "You gotta get yourself some white friends that you could be jailed and be in jail for something, and they would come up and they'd be madder than you at the end of the day. What the freak did he do? Murder? Murder who? No freaking way, man. I knew the guy for 2 freaking weeks and he just wouldn't do it. That was actually dead serious. They're madder than you at the end of the day. And he got this racist nonsense at the end of the day. This guy. Yep. But yours is more personal than Jamie's. Jamie's an idiot. He's just an idiot. You just know much. He's still an idiot. But you were racist at the end of the day. Jamie's racist. But he's not racist on this level. He's still racist. He got some friends that are probably black, but some people will call people N-words and stuff like that at the end of the day, and they just don't like you because you're black. He doesn't hate all black people. No, I don't believe that at all. But I think he just hates me because I'm black. But he'll say the N word just to get me upset. That'll still get you hurt, buddy, at the end of the day. But this guy at the end of the day is different. This guy hates all black people. He can't stand them. He's a different one. So you can have a person that don't be friends with black people, but will be nasty with you and call you the N-word. But they'll never call you the N-word in front of your people because your people will stomp you out. Even though you're friends with them, you're going to get your behind whipped. That's a word you just don't say. But they'll say it. They say it to that one person because they don't like that one person. That's it. But this guy, at the end of the day, no. He hates all black people. Because he sat there and he typed in what he said, you people, I can't stand you people. And you're joking about Juneteenth, and you're talking about that black supermodel, laughing, saying she could be the next star of Snow White, and you got stuff posted on your channel about black people eating chicken and all that stuff. Yeah, you don't like black people at all. So it puts a big smile on my face that I know at the end of the day that I'm going to sue you and take everything from you, everything from you, everything from you. And for basically making a death threat, I'm going to throw your butt in jail. I want to make sure it's on your paperwork. I want it to be on your paperwork. You committed a hate crime. That's what you did. You committed a hate crime. Where did I put this in here? Oh, I did put that in here. Ooh, I didn't know I had this in here. I'm getting myself a ham. I can't have cheese anymore. I can have a ham sandwich. But I can't have cheese. Oh, thought we had that. All right, I gotta get this done because I've been a package should be here and I gotta go get it. I got orders to take care of tomorrow. Thank you so much. With orders, I appreciate it. Sorry about that. Thank you so much for the orders. I appreciate it. I got to get everybody else taken care of, so I got some stuff I got to work on. I want to get down and we got to check out the blackout cloth surface. I want to stretch this thing out, and we got to run into a stretch test. We got to stretch, see how long, how much pressure going to take before this thing snaps or whatever. We got to go through, but it should be pretty good. I mean, we got a good fabric, good surface. It's nice, not too heavy, not too thin. It's perfect. And then we got to get a machine to put the grommets in and all that stuff. And we got some people want to sew it up to different sizes and stuff. We are going to do customizations. We're definitely going to do customizations with that. So we've got a machine coming in so we can shrink everything into that shrink packaging so we can ship like 200, 300 inch screens and little packages and stuff like that so the shipping costs don't cost anything at all whatsoever. Now some stuff, he can find, that's the beautiful thing about it. Now they don't do, from their section, they don't do screens under 100. They'll do 120 from them. But he has other people that they can hook us up with that they can basically sell the merchandise. So each company he hooks up with, they'll do with that particular type of merchandise we'll be selling. So that's how that's going to work from there. Other than that, I got to go. Thank you for your time. Thank you. Thank you. Be blessed. Seek God and all that good stuff at the end of the day. And thank you for the orders. I appreciate that. Got to go and God bless. Hey, Taco, will you always come on the stream?